Hi, welcome to another episode of That's the Thing 2 Overture. It is episode 87, and it is Wednesday, October the 16th.
Yay!
I'll I'll be your host for this week, Drew.
Yeah, I'm Kevin.
I can't do that. I'm stealing Jeff Gershman's bit
Oh, you're
literally
stealing his
every
bit.
episode. Yeah, that's literally every episode of the Jeff Gershman show starts with him saying, "And I'll be your host this week. I'm Jeff Gershman."
Yeah, that's probably just like holdover from the times when he was doing like all the podcasts on GameSpot and Giant
Yeah.
Bomb for like
Yeah.
20 years.
And it's also just it's called the Jeff Gershman Show.
Yeah,
That's literally what his podcast is.
but it's a
So
good bit.
yeah, it is.
It's a good
I
bit.
he keeps talking like he's gonna rename it,
I think
and
I'm not
apparently
going
he
to
had it.
rename after Overture. I think I'm just gonna let it
Really?
keep rolling. Like I thought the
This is
bit
gonna be
is
the
fun.
good overture.
Yeah, because I think like the bit is funny, but I don't think the bit is like that funny.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
mean, I feel like if you renamed it at this point, I would have to start recording my own audio and emailing it to you
that's one of
and
the
letting you splice it together.
there was a long time ago hopes like I still have a a Patreon like skeleton of like what I
Yeah.
was like, okay, so if I need this, what I was gonna do, I'm gonna do like 3 comics, like 3 streams, and then like a podcast like every week, and I'm like, no.
That has fallen off.
No, that's fallen off. That was like if anything was going to pop off, because I thought things were popping off for like a little bit. I'm like, oh, people are looking. My Twitter followers are getting a lot, and it
And
just
then they killed Twitter.
well, yeah, and then it just it kind of stalled out around 3,000. Now I'm under
Yeah.
3,000, and I was like, okay, that's about it. And then my Twitch stream never, even though like I think it's because I don't have a Facecam slash VTuber. I think if I did that, it would increase by like 3 people.
Yeah,
But I
and
just
it's also the you're not doing GTA roleplay
no,
streams.
I'm just playing games I like to play.
Yep, that's your problem.
Yeah, and right now it's just been Street Fighter like all the time.
Hmm. Yeah, I if I didn't get off so late, I would be playing with you more.
No, that's okay.
And so
What?
let's talk about Mr. Terry
the
Bogard some
sad,
more.
the sad tale of me abandoning Mr. Terry Bogard. Me,
So I'm not surprised at all because to get good with Terry, it's a lot of learning all of the conversions.
yeah, that's one of the things about Terry that was messing me up is that there's a lot of like mental pathways going on with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that
It,
that's bad. Like that's the character. I think it's good. I still think the characters.
Hey Nolan, we're
I
talking about how complicated it is to play Terry.
yeah,
How he's built like a Shoto, but he handles like a Manat.
I think he handles like a ninja. Well, he handles like a SNK character.
Yeah, no, he really does.
He handles like an SNK character, and like while I liked it, I gave it the college try,
Yeah, you did.
and I was, but it's just the key moment that really like me and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do something else. Is when you were talking about like the corner confirm Terry combo, and my hands wouldn't do it. Like
That thing took me, I'm gonna say like 30 minutes to get it the first time I got it. That's probably being generous to me. It's
and
probably
I,
close to 45 for an hour.
and I'm like, and it's one of the things like I have to always keep in mind with like myself and like how my hands go, where like
Mm-hmm.
I that would be like one of my days of like, okay, one of the days tonight is gonna get this Terry corner confirm, and
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay, so two things. One, it's not actually a confirm. That is a punish.
Yeah, well, you
That
know
is
what
a
okay, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that is not a, oh, I hit this and now I'm going into combo. And two, that's not his optimal damaging combo. He has other combos that deal more damage. This is his optimal meter building combo. So like if you're like at 2 bars, you can do this and get to 3 so you can land his level 3. His other routes are more damaging, but they need you to have more meter.
Yeah.
And so it's wild of like, oh man, this is other characters have that issue too, but I think Terry might be more complicated.
Okay, so here's just the thing. Here's like the basic Terry shenanigans. This is like basic Terry, but to me this is the issue of why I had to stop. So Terry has a target combo, crouching medium kick into crouching heavy kick. Like that's his. And
I've been doing it too much.
And you go crouching medium kick into crouching heavy kick. Now, if they block the heavy kick, you're supposed to drive rush into either throw, or you can throw in the quick burn the quick knuckle. You can do one of those.
As a pseudo frame trap.
Or
you can do medium crack shoot.
Yeah, medium crack shoot will work. Or if you hit, you can go crouching medium into lower medium, and if you want the quarter carry, you do the medium burn knuckle, but if you want the combo into super, you do the medium crack shoot. And it's just one of these things where it's like my brain starts to get overloaded, and this is just like one. You're doing a bunch
Kevin,
of these.
Do you wanna know something?
Yeah.
So first of all, it's not even real regardless of what you do, because as soon as you do the drive rush, if they're just doing a DP, it's gonna beat any of your choices.
Oh yeah, well okay, yeah.
And two, the crouching medium kick is hit confirmable. So you're supposed to recognize like, oh, they blocked it, I don't hit heavy kick. Oh, it hit, I do hit heavy kick. And it's not hard, but you do have to practice it to get like reliable, especially in a match where you
that's the thing.
It's
to me, it's nothing is hard, but everything compounds upon itself. It's the mental stack, as you would say. And I'm like, I was having so much trouble trying to deal with my hit confirm, my crouching medium kick, that people would just jump on me because all my mental stack was there and not into do like, no, just do EX light rising tackle. So like all of the like the SpongeBob's in my brain were all focusing on trying to hit confirm this move, and instead of being like nah, so I started playing Bison, and let me tell you, Bison feels real good. Oh, it feels real good. That character's dumb.
I think Bison's gonna reinforce your already bad habits the same way Honda did.
Oh yeah.
Where you're gonna have an very easy time of, oh, I just walk away from them and hold down back, and then I just do random scissor kicks because it'll hit because it's online and they can't block.
Yeah, they can't handle it. Nah, man.
So
you just medium punch into EX scissor kick into bomb, or medium punch into EX scissor kick into, if they have the bomb, into EX Psycho Crusher into super, and then they just die. And you get to feel like a genius. Sometimes you throw it in EX, like you throw in a drive rush into like overhead, but man, that's a good character.
Also, Bison is so much faster in 6 than he was in 5.
Oh, he go fast.
Like, even in just his walk speed is like back to like, oh, he's not like.
No, he is like trotting. It's great. It's great. It's also like he doesn't have an uppercut, so I don't have to worry about it. You just down medium punch, down heavy punch.
Also his EX Psycho Crusher's an anti-air.
Yeah. No, EX Psycho Crusher's a great move. You just throw that sucker out. Sometimes.
Yeah, it just does everything.
It's good.
It is as the parlance is in modernity, overtuned.
Oh, there is like, I'm playing Bison and I'm like, they need to tone some of this down.
Like, it's back to like when they're like, we gave Yoon a +1 on his EX lunge punch because he had trouble getting in sometimes.
I feel like I'm playing Marissa, but with none of the drawbacks, all of the damage. Like, Marissa gets armor, but I feel like armor is not exchanged for just, like, scissor kicks that are effective, that are just, Like
Yep.
Scissor Kick is such a better move than Gladius. It also beats Gladius every day.
Yep. So,
But yeah.
I got the Manon QB costume color, so she's back on the table for
Yeah.
being played.
Yeah. I don't regret my time spent with Terry. I had fun. And I still think he is a fun character. It is worth the $5 or whatever you'd pay for it.
Yeah.
I just bought the season pass, and I'm like, well, if I bought it, I got this bison sitting here. I might as well.
I did the season pass, and then I think I did the lowest amount possible for fighter coins, so that way I could get his costume.
Ah.
And then it gives you, and then like all the premium, not the outfit 3, but the unlockable through story mode costumes are all like 50.
Yeah, like 50 coins.
Are they 50 or yeah, they're like 50 or 100 coins. So and then I'm just like, and now the characters I play, I'm just gonna buy the costumes I like.
There you go.
Because that comes with all the colors.
So that's my Street Fighter minute.
Yep.
I still think.
All right.
Are we gonna talk about Pokemons?
Probably.
All right, let's talk about Pokemons.
Nolan, do you want to talk about Pokemons?
I mean,
I have thoughts about Pokemons.
which part of Pokemons? Do we
All right.
want to talk about like the really cool concept art, or do we want to talk about the other stuff?
No, I think
So
it's.
like
I think it's.
Ben 10 pilot concept art
Yeah.
like level.
No, okay. So there's
Like,
so
The
Pokemon.
monster
Yeah, I like.
concept art.
Oh, those were great. I
Did you see
love.
the Metagross?
That's my favorite one. I was gonna
It's
talk.
so
It's like it looks evil, like a spider. I am like into it. So like yeah, Pokemon Game Freak came out and they got a bunch of their like basically
They got an
prototype.
internal server hacked.
Yeah, internals and a bunch of like prototype for internal use only documents and images came out. So you got to saw a lot of like beta Pokemon. You got to see like beta builds of like Sword and like Gen.
We got the
4.
rough drafts.
You got basically yeah, it was like every rough draft, and you get to see a lot of them, and they're great. And there's two sides of this story. Side one is actually I think there's like 3 sides. Side one is you get to see all the prototype Pokemons, which I always like seeing that. I think that's like universally cool. I wish Game Freak would publish that just themselves.
Like after maybe a year or so, be like, all right, here's the stuff we didn't do.
I think they should publish it like basically because we're in kind of like the dead time between like Scarlet and Violet and whatever the next game is going to be. I think like now it would be time to be like here's all like the production work of it. Here's
the next game is Z to A.
Yeah. But so it's like in between games when you're not really doing anything, yeah, just put that out. You'll get in the new. Here's like some beta sprites. You might see these Pokemon again, reworked a little bit, you know.
Hey, keep your eye out.
It's
Sorry,
cool.
Now my brain is just filling in. It's a GTA. It's a GZA.
Yeah.
Luminos City?
Yeah, the Lumos City.
Is that what the game is going to be?
The Rizza, the Jizza.
Yeah.
Old dirty bastard now in Pokemon. Old dirty Typhlosion now in Pokemon.
Oh, I was going to say, what's the... Not... the Slow Ape?
Slacking.
Slacking,
there you go. That to me is the Pokemon that has old dirty bastard.
He does.
Yeah, that's...
But it's like, okay, so among that, which I think this is kind of like simultaneously being taken out of context, but also like so there's a bunch of like documents where in these documents were like legends and folktale stories of basically people doing the nasty with Pokemon. And they're like confirmed or whatever in this like lore that didn't exist.
Let's say this is stuff like the artist and the writing team wrote up, and then they thought, let's not include this.
They
were correct to not do that.
I think in the reaction is like what, like I feel like this was, they were like, what if we put like some of our normal legends, myths, and folk tales, but like with Pokemon, like instead of Zeus like turning into a bull and having sex, what if he turned into like a Tauros?
Yeah. It's so much of this is just what all like ancient religious beliefs are it's always like either having sex with an animal, turning into an animal to have sex, or just jerking off and making a river.
Yep.
Those are your creation myths.
Yeah, that's like most of them. And I think
Yeah,
they
so-
were like, well, what if we did that with Pokemon? They wrote it out, they looked at it, and they get, nah. And they put it in like the archive.
I don't even think they said nah. I think that's the kind of thing of like, okay, we're trying to make a world, and this is just like affecting the worldview. Like, we're not gonna put it in the game, but it's part of the background noise.
See, I think
when we
that
consider-
never exists in the current Pokemon. I think that was cut. Like, I don't.
Oh yeah, no, probably not anymore. Yeah.
I think that this was like at some point in development was going to be part of like the background hidden lore, and then I think they nixed it and said nah.
I feel like it's instead this was part of like guiding thoughts, like not prominent, but like I said, just like background noise. And then enough people grew up playing Pokemon who are now making Pokemon that it's not even like it's not part of the process anymore.
I also think it's kind of while the jokes are funny, I think it is somewhat of a bummer that like it's almost like I would not mind a quote unquote more adult Pokemon, not one with like sex and stuff, but one that's like
yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Maybe
I think
like
I've read this manga.
yeah, exactly.
I think I've read this dojin.
But maybe like your old Yakuza like a dragons.
Action? Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
I was thinking like we're playing your like a dragon. We're like, here's like the middle-aged Pokemon game.
You want Pal World?
No, Pal World
okay.
is not. Pal World is just garbage. I want my Ichiban going in and being like, I have nothing left. It's time to be a Pokemon trainer. I'm a 40-year-old man.
Yeah, you want where Yakuza Like a Dragon was Dragon Quest. You want that, but for Pokemon.
Yeah, and the Sujimon doesn't really count because that was like, it kind of is. It's kind of the same thing.
I'll be
You
honest.
gotta collect them all.
Go ahead, Nolan. Yeah, you gotta.
You gotta collect them all. All those perverts and weirdos.
Perverts and weirdos, and then they have different abilities.
I've started to have a real issue thinking about Pokemon and how it is just glorified dog fighting, and it's like I don't think I would be a Pokemon trainer, and I may even be an activist against Pokemon.
There's a
now
lot.
I was into
Pokemon, like if I was like a gameplay scholar, there's something about that Pokemon is all about training and loving your cute mascots, but also they are effectively your guns and your personas, and like how do you craft this thing, and like it's very weird. It's one of the settings in games that if you think about it, it starts to get really weird and kind of messed up.
It crumbles fast.
It's not like a Metabot where like I'm fine with the Metabots wanting to kill.
Yeah. They're robots.
Yeah, they love it. They're programmed to do it.
It's more like, what is it? During like Pokemon X and Y, they're like, oh yeah, there was just a Pokemon war.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we were literally just using Pokemons as tanks and weapons.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I'd like to see.
They're armored up.
And like
that. I want to see like the after effects of that.
And like Gundam Build Fighters reflects more on the like, but you're damaging your model, and like, so you're breaking your piece of art to do the battles. It reflects more on a hunk of plastic than Pokemon does on, yeah, you're using the love you've engendered into this animal to make it fight better for you.
Okay, listen, if football does that to humans with...
what if there was like, your concussion protocols and stuff.
Yeah, what do you think of Pokemon getting like blasted by energy beams and large chunks of Earth is going to do?
What would football look like if they had the like Frieza Force like healing chambers? Where it's like, because that's what Pokemon is. It's like,
it'd be so much more bloody.
Like, listen, Pikachu got effed up. You put him in the ball. You put him in that little like do, and he's back.
I literally,
the trauma is still
Pokemon
there.
Just get healed up immediately.
Yeah, he's good to go.
Like, oh, that leg, he's gonna be in the healing chamber for at least the rest of the quarter before he's back out.
Oh, it looks like he snapped his neck. Well, looks like they're throwing him in the healing chamber. He'll be all right after a bit.
See, because that's the kind of crap.
Gonna
Like,
see him after halftime.
Like,
looks like he's lost use of his entire bottom half of his body.
That's why, like, my fan canon theory is that Pokemon, similar to Monster Hunter, were like bioweapons, and then they've like reintegrated into Earth's ecosystem after millions of, and that's why we have all this like balls to catch them, because that's how they were made.
I think this is how Digimon sidestepped the issue by just making them code.
Yeah, it works a lot better, because like I never have any qualm with like Digimon fighting. I have no qualms. Also, Digimon are like more related. You only get one, and it's generally related to you. And there's like a symbiosis, kind of like your mental state and the Digimon like matters a lot.
Yeah, it's got that persona in it.
Yeah, a lot. That's the yeah. It's also like I was thinking about like similar to how I would. With Pokemon, I would want like a middle. I'd also want like a Persona game that's not like in high school. That'd be cool.
Oh, well, good news, Kevin. It just came out.
Yeah, it just dropped.
Metaphor Refantasio. Yeah, get that Esperanto going. Theme. I haven't played it.
I haven't played either. I really want to play it though.
It's on
the list.
Yeah, I
want to play it too, but
it's on the list. I instead have been playing a terrible game that sucks.
No, you've already said you've been playing Street Fighter 6.
No, that's a
good game.
No, that's the good game that rules.
No, listen. All fighting games are only good when you're winning. As soon as you start losing,
then it's a bad game.
The game that's never winning
trash.
Is Star Wars Outlaws, which is far worse than I could have ever imagined.
Oh, really? I figured it was just bland and mediocre.
Well, it's not good. Like,
hold on, are you telling me a Ubisoft game that plays the same as every?
It plays worse than every Ubisoft game, and that's the problem. Like, it is a subpar Ubisoft game. It's
very weird to me because that's one where Jeff Gershman has been like positive on it.
Maybe like, I went in expecting Hogwarts Legacy, but in Star Wars, and instead I got like a bad game. Like it was.
No, I think
because like the guns play doesn't really feel good. Driving the speeder bike feels simultaneously too slow and too fast. Your spaceship doesn't feel like there's like this really aggravating bounty system where you'll do like a story quest for one faction and then the other faction will hate you. And then it's like, you're like, oh, this is just aggravating. Because it's not like, oh man, you're managing your faction. It's like, you just, one will hate you. And then you can't go through their area in the map. So you have to go around it. It just makes it longer. It's not like, you're not great. Also, the story isn't really good.
So I didn't realize Hogwarts Legacy was actually like a B+ to an A level game.
Hogwarts Legacy as a video game is like a 7 out of 10, but the Harry Potter stuff is done well, so I'd give it like an 8.
Like, so that's, I don't know. Whenever I've played it, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But like, I've seen people be like, yeah, this is a good example of what these open world games should be, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
But it's just filled with so much busy work.
Oh, it is. Yes.
But that's what's like so baffling to me. It's just like, but it's like kind of fun. It's like the same way that like coloring sheets are fun. It's just like, oh yeah, I just don't think about it. I just don't engage with it, and I just kind of zone out.
It does its job of like the video game theme park where it's like, oh look, it's Hogwarts. Oh
yeah,
look.
When you say it that way, that makes sense.
Like that was what I was expecting with Star Wars. I didn't get it. Also, the story is
I'll
bad.
say Jeff Gershman is not a big Star Wars fan.
See, I was hoping that it would be like the good Star Wars, and instead I feel like it's the Disney Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Well, that's all that exists anymore.
Listen, I don't want to sound like one of the grifters, one of the chud grifters. but it is very noticeable that there are no attractive characters in this game. Like, no one is hot. No one.
I think that's appropriate for Star Wars.
But I would rather, like, want not even, like, weird hot like an alien. Like, everyone's just...
That's just thrown too far.
No, I'm saying, like, no.
Because the grifters only care about the white women looking hot. They don't care about hot aliens.
No, they are like hot black ladies.
Hot Greedo from the Star Wars hotel.
Yeah, I need her in there.
Yes.
Like, yo.
First of all, Greedo is not going on the what's the cake thing that they're doing now? The Hear Me Out cakes.
Cake?
No,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Hot Greedo's not going on there because that's a law. We already know that's attractive.
No, we're in there. But this one's
it's not
like
Hear Me Out. That's yes.
You guys, what was the meme like 2 years ago of like the alien in like the hot sweater? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember.
Like the xenomorph alien?
Yeah,
sweater?
Like there's the xenomorph in like the hot sweater.
Yeah, I would do it. Like my most controversial. Okay, so this might be just for Nolan. My most controversial, like me banging the table saying would, is like some of the trashy hot goth women in that Donald Farmer's Debbie Does Demons. From Red Letter Media.
Oh,
yeah. Some of the like it's not. I'm not proud of it, but I would say like
very Kevin.
Like some of them, not all of them, but like 3 of them. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's not weakness. That trashy goth woman.
Weakness for sure.
No, but it has to be like that trashy goth woman. There's like a difference where I'm like, oh,
not the ones that stink good, but the ones that just stink.
Yeah, basically. Drew had to leave. He couldn't take that. That was too much for him.
He's like, ew.
He couldn't handle that.
I'm done with this.
But yeah, what I'm saying is like, with Star Wars Outlaws, it's like when I'm playing Mass Effect, like your Mass Effect crew is hot. Everyone for like someone's box will be checked by every member of that crew.
Yeah, they're all conventionally attractive.
Or even like something, but like it's the Star Wars game. It's like none. And then there's characters that I think aren't like designed well, and I think it's possibly trying not to be offensive, but instead it makes it more offensive. So like you're trying to build up your like crew and get mentors and stuff. And one of the mentors is like this black lady mechanic. And when I say black lady mechanic, like Nolan, what do you think of when I say this? Like just this is not like a trick question. Like a Star Wars. Okay, what does she look like?
It's going to be your large, sassy African American woman, right? And then she's probably got like her hair pulled up in a bun, and it's all frizzy. And then probably wears a jumpsuit, I'm going to guess.
Okay, no.
And she's like, ooh, child.
No. I'm going to see.
Hold on. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I want to see this one. Because she doesn't, like... Okay, what is this woman? What is this woman's name?
Okay, I had no clue there was, like, other people. I thought it was you and your little...
No, you're building up, like, your gang.
Oh,
her name is like, what is her name? Her name is CeeLo. Because she doesn't look like a mechanic. She doesn't, like, let me, okay, here's, okay, crap, I'm gonna post it. Because, like, this is my complaint, is that she doesn't look like a mechanic, and I don't think she looks dirty, and I don't think they want to make her dirty because she's a black lady. Like, so, like, look at this lady. This is your mechanic. This is like your speeder bike mechanic.
Okay.
And this is when she's like working on stuff. Like she's not like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you gotta.
She
okay.
like
a little more dirty.
A little like wearing like if this was like her like, oh, we're going on like a date outfit, like that's fine. But this is like her one outfit. Like,
so even if you're romancing her, she's still wearing this at all times.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Like, she should be wearing, like, a jumpsuit with some Star Wars mechanic stuff in it. You know, and, like, every character's kind of looks like like that same.
Should have like a not a tube, but like a tool belt or something.
Yeah, there's like nothing that like every character kind of looks like they would be a vendor. It's like that Concord problem where Concord, every character looked like a Destiny vendor. Like every character in the Star Wars game looks like they would be like a vendor of like, here, sell your gemeralds for scrap or whatever. And you're just like, okay. It's very noticeable. That's what I'm saying. Like it's one of those things where it's like noticeable and you're like, did they do that because they were lazy, or did they do it because they didn't want to show up and be like, we can't have our black lady mechanic be covered in grease because she's a mechanic? And you're like, Also, it's one of those things where like the game is like nothing to say. And it feels like it's trying to just skate by on like being set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. It's like you go to Jabba's palace and you see Han Solo and Carbonite. And I'm supposed to like clap when I saw it, but I just kind of was like, oh, okay. It kind of
okay.
Why?
Sorry.
You go.
It shouldn't be Jabba. It should be one of the other Hutts that they're having to deal with because Jabba's should be too high on the list for you.
Well, it's also one of the issues is that like because it's like Return of the Jedi, like you see Han Solo and Carbonite. As the viewer, I'm like, oh, this is like Jabba's got like 3 months max to live.
Yeah.
Like this is like Leia's gonna show up and strangle him pretty soon. Like Luke Skywalker should be like casing like C-3PO and gang are like casing Jabba's palace right now if he's like in there. I don't know, maybe my timetable of Star Wars is wrong, but like that's one of those things where like that happens pretty soon.
Where's the point where your main character's like looking around like, okay, fuck, I gotta get out of here now. Go.
Like Boba Fett is in there getting paid for delivering Han Solo, which if memory serves, that means like Luke's showing up next week.
Yes.
Like Luke's gonna show up next week and Jabba's gonna be dead.
This is Salacious Crumb just running around.
Oh, he's there. He's
what about Max? Is Max Rebo and
the modal nodes?
I'm trying to remember.
Snice Noodles.
Snice Noodles. That's what I was thinking of.
Snice Noodles killed one of the Hutts in the Clone Wars cartoon. She was dating one and then iced him for money. Listen, Snice Noodles.
I like that. Okay, for people who don't know what we're talking about, don't worry. These are made-up characters we're just creating right now.
Yeah,
so ignore everything you're saying.
You don't need to know about Snice Noodles.
Snice Noodles or Max Rebo.
Or Zevo the Hutt. You don't need this. You don't need this in your life.
Or Dexter
in his bar. You don't need this.
I keep forgetting how dumb Star Wars is sometimes.
I kind of like it when it gets stupid.
How stupid and silly it is when it's not being a dumb space opera.
I think the worst to me is still like parts of the expanded universe. I think Luke is such a stupid.
You mean Big Luke? Luke?
Yes, Luke. Yes, Luke.
Yeah.
Use Luke.
See, I think that's stupid, but I think like Han Solo punching out that giant otter is incredible. Like him punching that space otter rules.
So now I'm turning this into case.
You saw that?
Okay, yeah.
You've seen that picture.
Star Wars is good when it's not focusing on the Skywalker lineage, because I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to deal with the messiahs of the world. I just want to see
it's the Naruto problem.
Yeah.
That story was literally told in the trilogy, and I don't need any more of it.
Exactly.
And I also don't need to know the backstories of literally every single side character or otherwise seen in that film.
Well, you don't need to know, but see, my problem...
The stupid R2 unit that breaks down before, like, when Uncle Ben tries to buy it.
My problem
What's his name?
Is that I'm a hypocrite about this.
That was Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben bought it and then it broke down and they got R2.
No, because it's Ben Kenobi.
Oh wait,
See?
no, damn it. Okay, Uncle Owen.
Yeah, Uncle Owen.
I was gonna
I-
say, like, I know it's your brain. It's like, yeah, Uncle Ben.
It auto completes Uncle Ben because
Yeah.
of Spider-Man.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
No, I'm just saying. I'm also the image I posted in Discord is in Star Wars Outlaws. That's the picture of your rugged speeder bike mechanic, where she's not like dirty or wearing
And
overalls.
also, you go on dates. That's
I
what she's wearing.
I
You
like
change clothes.
clean mechanics. I like the
I like
non-professional
dirty mechanics.
Cause like, well, they're always dirty mechanics.
I
Clean
know, that's what I
mechanics
wanna see.
spices it up.
Now, you're a clean mechanic if you're working on starships. You're a dirty mechanic if you're working on speeder bikes or like pod racers.
Yeah, down to the ground stuff.
Yeah, you're in there because you gotta like get that nastiness. But anyway,
Nah,
yeah,
I
Star Wars.
disagree.
Star Wars. I was gonna say something about Star. Oh yeah, how I actually liked the Tales from Jabba's Palace and like the Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina books when I was a wee lad. Reading about
I didn't
all
know.
of like those characters. Learning about how IG-88 put like a copy of him into the Death Star and was going to become
And trying
the
to
Death
rebuild
Star.
it into the shape of a giant IG-88.
Nah, he's just gonna take
No,
over.
isn't that? I'm trying to remember. Isn't that the reason why there's like an opening? Is because he left it open or something?
No,
No, that's also discussed in the Death Star
yeah, the non-canon
novel,
Death Star that's been made
where
non.
one of the
Yeah,
Sorry.
slave workers who's an architect is like, this is a pointless air duct. Who do I talk to about these schematics?
and they didn't care because the Empire's hubris was like, no one's gonna attack this thing. It doesn't matter. It was. Oh, I love that book. That book was great. That book is better than Rogue One. I'm gonna put my foot down.
I do
don't
agree
think
with
that's
you
a
on this one,
high
Kevin.
bar.
Kevin, I do agree completely. I don't want to hear about like a side character that was on the screen for like 3 seconds in a Star Wars movie. Just make a new one up.
Yeah, just make a new one up.
Just make a new one up.
It's free. I don't know what to
See, I think Star Wars should just start stealing from other stuff.
also, right?
I mean, that's how it worked for like. Okay, so I was thinking of this. This is where I was
I-
thinking.
Let's remember,
Don't.
Star Wars is already stolen.
Yeah, so Star Wars is
Yeah, it's
stolen.
just a hidden fortress.
Yeah, from
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Kurosawa films, right? And then we can say one Mr. James Workshop himself has stolen elements of Star Wars. So when I think it's time for Star Wars to start taking some things back, so and going, you know what? Zeech is pretty cool. We're just gonna put him in ours. There's the Force.
The Force is a little sentient, and hey,
Yeah, there's
it's coming
some
to get you sometimes.
there's some Force gods that are living in there.
muted and it's being recorded.
Yeah. Yeah, you can put.
Uh-oh.
You can come in there.
Yeah.
If she would join the podcast, yes, I would just be also talking to her.
Yeah,
but
Kelsey can
she's
talk
too
about
good
Star
for
Wars. Ask Kelsey
Alright,
what's her opinion
Hi.
on Max Rebo and the modal nodes.
Yeah. Tell her what
are
her
your
thoughts on
thoughts about Star
Salacious
Wars?
Crumb and his
Yes,
eventual spin-off show.
Salacious Crumb he has to like make Jabba the Hutt laugh every day, or Jabba eats him.
Carla, my ex-husband is in love with you.
I really hope he's not actually asking.
No, I hope
These
he
are
is.
stupid
No.
questions.
These are.
No, I asked her what her thoughts on Star Wars are, and then she looked at me.
There you go.
Walked away correct. That's the right answer.
That's the correct move.
That's the answer Nikki would give me. If
I wish I
asked
could
the
walk
same
away
question.
from Star Wars, but I can't. It's over.
It's unfortunately ingrained in my
Yeah, that's
soul.
ingrained. That's because like whenever it's good, it's really good. That's the problem.
Every 8 shows it gets good.
Or like every couple video games, every maybe cartoon or two, you'll be like, ah, crap.
Oh, please.
Clone Wars gets really good. It gets really good.
I'll say one thing: Clone Wars is good. I'd say
Both
keep
of
watching that.
Yeah, both of them get good. I hear that Rebels gets good. I stopped watching Rebels before it got good. Apparently. Like I gave Rebels a chance. I just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah,
I
probably
couldn't even consistently watch Clone Wars.
Oh yeah. No, just watch it sporadically. That's all you really need.
You could get
Luckily,
by.
most of it's like you can just hop in an episode and
Yeah,
be like,
I could give you a Clone Wars like episode list of like here's the good ones.
Well, so like I was kind of interested in watching it, and then they did the whole like Darth Maul storyline, and I just do not care about Darth Maul and Darth Erderer and Darth
Dude.
Exploder.
I literally forgot he came back to life.
Mm-hmm.
But Darth Maul's
And had a
brother
sick-
Savage Opress is so good.
Oh, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Drew, come on. He had those 6 spider legs for a while, and that was awesome.
Savage Opress is like they make him like a really good character because he's like such an unwilling Sith guy. He just hates it. He's like it was so sad. He's such like a sad character. And I mean so sad from like this is a children's show, keep in mind. But like they kind of force him, like they literally they juice him with dark side, and it makes him kind of evil. But like you could tell he does not want to do any of this. He's like, I don't want to do this. I'm just a guy. It's like if you pumped like the Hulk. It's like if you pumped the Abomination juice into just some guy who did not want to be like a Hulk monster, and he's just trying to like, I just don't want to do this. I want to leave.
It's like if you fed a Sakuna finger to a guy who didn't want to be possessed.
Yeah. But he's really strong, and then they're constantly forcing him because there's like the Jedi that are hunting him, and he's on the run, and then like Dooku's there trying to get him and like torturing him because that's how the dark side training was. He goes, I don't want to be tortured. I don't want to be electroshocked to try to unlock my hatred. I hate this. It sucks really hard.
That hatred, give in to the suck.
No, I'm not. I can't like hate it. I'm just getting electroshocked. It's terrible. I want to go home. And you're like, oh, I feel bad for him. And
I always hate that has to be the Sith thing is like, oh, it has to be pain and stuff. I'm like, it could just be any negative emotion. It doesn't have to be painful.
It could just be.
Oh, I want
emotion.
sad Sith.
Yeah, oh, I'd love sad Sith. Depressed Sith.
Oh, there's God.
Just sad Frenchman Sith.
Yeah.
You start to get into that with the Star Wars KOTOR 2, the Sith Lords.
Yeah, that's
You get Ashy Larry, you get the Very Hungry Caterpillar, you get Grandma. My favorite villains. Grandma wants to kill the Force, and she's right. She's never been more right. That would be my Star Wars arc if they gave it to me. It'd be all about trying just to kill the Force. And how I'd explain it is there's other like galactic sentient magics that are showing up, and they don't like that the Force is monopolizing the galaxy, so they're coming in.
I like the idea of that like other galaxy invading that was Force blind.
Yeah. The Yuzig Vong.
You know what? Let's bring this together, and then also bring in your point. The Tyranids come in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The bugs. That's basically the
bugs.
Yuzig Vugs. The bugs show
What is
up.
one lightsaber going to do against 1,000 Hormagaunts?
One of my favorite, it was just like a throwaway line in one of those crappy novels when the Yuzig Vong were invaded, was like one of them were like, you know, if we had like 1 or 2 Death Stars, this wouldn't be as big a deal. Like, we keep destroying all the Emperor's super weapons, but if we had like 2 of them, this would actually not be as big a problem.
Yeah, it'd be pretty easy done.
It'd be one and done really fast.
How come the rebels don't build their own Death Star and then use it? Because they know there's going to be another Death Star.
Oh yeah, 'cause someone's gonna do it. Listen, if we just had... Let's not even talk about the Sun Crusher.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that.
The Sun Crusher, the most powerful weapon in all of Star Wars, which is just a tiny ship. It would fly into a solar system, shoot a torpedo at the sun that makes it explode, and then leaves. You can't stop it.
That's really good.
Yeah. Oh, it was
really good.
It's a problem. It's like oh, that's a big problem. And then it was also covered in like some super armor where you couldn't shoot it. because it had like capital level whatever armor on it, and it was like the size of like smaller, like an X-wing. Like, what are you gonna do? They also had the Galaxy gun. The Galaxy gun was pretty cool because it would just shoot hyperspace torpedoes at planets from like across the galaxy.
Like, and this just goes to show, like, and then The Force Awakens, they just have, oh, it's like 5 Death Stars at one time.
Yeah.
There's so many way more interesting concepts they could have done. And instead, it's just a big Death Star.
They didn't have one of my favorites where one of the Hutts tried to make just the super laser part of the Death Star, and he called it the Dark Saber because it just was just like the gun and it looked like a lightsaber shooting. And but unfortunately, because he was like a Hutt crime lord, it was not built to code, so when they tried to shoot it, it just blew up. like that was the whole thing where he's like, behold, and it just explodes, and you're like, well,
I love code. I love when,
because yeah, he's like, no, you're slacking.
I'm like, oh.
You didn't build it to code. He's a Jabba the Hutt.
The idea of like Tony Soprano getting a hydrogen bomb.
Basically, that's what happened.
Like, he had the schematics for a hydrogen bomb, and then he just blows up his own base and the surrounding city.
He's like, yo, with this bomb, we're gonna get so many credits, and it just exploded. And they're like, yep.
Oh, fuck.
That's what happened.
Man, Outer Rim stuff is always fun.
No, it's great. There's stuff in Star Wars. That's my problem with it, is that there's stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know
That's
if
not your problem. That just means there are creators who have played in Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, that's like everything. It's like it's when you graduate. To me, the graduating thing of comic books is going from like, I love Spider-Man comics to like, no, I love this guy who wrote Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
It's not Spider-Man. There's runs of Spider-Man and Batman and stuff that I'm like, oh, that's real. That's good.
I hope you're ready for the new creators of all of our favorite stuff now, which is the committee of
the focus group nerds.
The focus group nerds.
Overlord.
Destroying everything.
The problem is that, like, while I think that is terrible, in my hypocrisy, I also think that if you just ask me, is this good or not, I think it would be better.
But the problem is, you're not, like, the wild consumer nerd that they're gonna be asking.
Yeah.
So, like, I agree, like, even Oda recognizes nerds are useful when you're making stuff. Looking at the One Piece wiki so he can keep up with all of his character techniques.
Well, yeah, that's different.
But, like, just having the ones who are like, I'm mad that they put an Asian woman in Star Wars. I don't need him shaping the
No, that's part of the litmus test.
Listen, the litmus test is, how does Asmongold think about it?
Oh my god.
He got banned. His Twitch got banned.
Dude,
How did that guy go from... Okay, never mind. I was about to
No, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, World of Warcraft.
No,
You only learn about YouTubers when they do this exact route.
Yeah, like, I think the shame of him, and I feel really sad, is because I liked his videos when he was complaining about World of Warcraft. Like, those videos and that time when he was like the stinky man that plays World of Warcraft and knows too much about World of Warcraft appealed to me as someone who played World of Warcraft. And then you just turned into like a grifter, and I'm like, oh, that's sad. He doesn't even he doesn't even play World of Warcraft anymore. He just grifts.
Like, I had just heard about him for, I can't remember what it was. I think it was...
Was it the Blood
not
Wall?
Understanding that you need to support striking workers or something. When, like, a friend I work with was like, oh yeah, it's like, we were talking about, like, oh, do you watch streams or whatever? It's like, yeah, I watch, like, Asmongold. And I was like, why do I know that name? And I was like, oh.
I literally only know about him from Twitter.
Uh-huh.
So I think we're the same.
I think this is one, like Kevin, where they had gotten in early and were not aware that his turn was beginning.
See, I was in, and then the turn was obvious when he stopped. Like, listen, when he stopped playing World of Warcraft, like, that's like It'd be like if you're known for one thing and then you stop doing it and instead just that actually the big turn was when he just started live streaming the Johnny Depp trial. That was the turn where I'm like, and I'm out.
Ew.
And he was exactly what you would think where he would go, and I'm like, nah, I'm out of this. I'm out of this. I want to know what's going on in like Mythic Plus affixes. And you complain about that for 20 minutes. That's the good stuff.
God. Women, they eat salad. Man, he eats steak.
It'd be like if
They're supposed to love me.
It'd be like if I was just turning into like play on tabletop, and I'm like, oh boy, they're gonna do a Warhammer 40k game in 40 minutes, and then instead it was an hour screed on immigration. And I'm like, no.
Guys, let's talk about declining birth rates.
I'm like, no. Please.
Let's talk about how forced child rearing.
Let's talk about how
make America great again.
Let's talk about how immigrants seem to be eating animals. Is what we're hearing.
I heard from some guy, the most reliable source.
I heard of a friend of a friend's coworker told me this thing, so it must be true.
Immigrants are microwaving their dogs to dry them off after bathing them.
Yes.
No, they're microwaving to infuse the 5G into them, and then they're letting them loose to infect the other animals.
Joe Biden has a weather machine, and that's why we have so many hurricanes right now.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. It's
so dumb.
Being warned for years.
Oh, the weather dominator.
And then it's like, no, we're going to start seeing worse weather. And then when we start seeing worse weather, obviously.
Yeah, it's the weather dominator. From Frisky Dingo. Prophetic as usual. Killface's weather control device.
Oh no, that means there is a rapier rate.
Yeah. Man. I like
Frisky Dingo more than Archer.
I like Frisky Dingo more than Archer. I think it hits solid better.
It's more succinct too. You're just in and out.
Yeah. It's to the
like
point.
From a show and from like an episode basis and a show basis.
I also think I like that you have the dynamic of like the good guy and the bad. Like with Archer, it's mostly like your spy crew, but like with Frisky Dingo, you do get like Killface, like his shitty son, like all of that.
Oh, I love Simon.
Which is like, I think that bit is that's one of the important bits of the Venture Brothers is you get the villain, you get the monarch parts, like you get that break it up. Doc, the Ventures and Sam Brock are great, but you need that bit to like, that's equally good to break it up so you're excited to go back and go like, oh yeah.
I agree. It's Archer, you're just juggling between the main, like, the hero side, and I use that term loosely. You know, they are spies, mostly working for the American government.
I also love, like, someone being like, oh, I love Archer, and then I say, oh, have you watched Frisky Dingo? And they have no clue what I'm talking about.
And you're like, I'm about to rock your world.
I'm about to rock your world.
You're gonna discover
Here's some good stuff.
You're gonna just discover, like, oh god, there's like 3 extra seasons of this show. Just out of nowhere.
Wait for a bunch of inside jokes there in Archer that you never got before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other things?
Let's see. Oh, I did do one thing. I finally watched Longlegs.
How do you feel about it?
I've heard good things. I hear it's not really a horror movie. But
No, not really. It's more like a suspense movie. It's all right.
It's a thriller.
Give it like a 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
No,
It's good, but I'm not going to be like, hey, rush and go see it right now.
That's in the upper echelon of like Nicolas Cage films.
Oh yeah. I still need to watch Arcadia next. So it's on the list. Not that good.
No.
I'm still gonna watch it though.
But
That's fine.
Okay? But was that as a Nicolas Cage film or as like a normal film?
So Nicolas Cage is a very strong character in that movie. That movie fixes a lot of problems I have with A Quiet Place. but it's still like just kind of like an movie.
That still puts it of like a 7 on the Nicolas Cage scale.
I do have a question for Nolan. Nolan, how do you tier list the Alien movies?
Oh yeah, we discussed this.
Okay. Counting Romulus, which is what I've seen.
That's fine.
All right,
Me and Kevin have only done.
We only did 4.
We only
because
did one through
yeah.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
But
well, do we
all the
want to like get an Alien list?
Oh no,
right now?
I don't know. Well,
Or-
just go top of your head.
just
No prejudice.
Aliens.
Okay.
Is number 1. Alien. I'm gonna say.
There's no wrong answers here.
I'm not counting any. From like 1 to 2, it's obvious, and then everything else, it's. I'm gonna say for right now. Covenant.
Okay.
Romulus. Prometheus. Alien 3, Alien 4.
Okay.
wow, very different list.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. That's not wrong. Once again, me and Drew had like Alien 3 pretty high up on the not Alien 3,
No,
Alien Resurrection high up on the list.
Yeah.
We only did 1 through 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
okay.
Kevin is Aliens, Alien Resurrection.
Then Alien
Alien
3.
Okay.
For me, it is Alien Resurrection, Aliens, Alien 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just Alien Resurrection. It's just didn't.
I said
It's
it has
wrong,
some
I guess.
weirdness that I like. There's
Yeah.
some like Alien 3 is boring.
Alien 3 is just the worst.
It's very
Aliens.
boring.
But Alien Resurrection had some of that, as I was saying, some of that Dark Horse energy.
Here's the problem. I watched Alien 4 after watching Aliens because I was a kid,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get more of this fun, like scary kind of adventure that I got in Aliens, and
No,
then
you
it kind
did not.
of no.
That's interesting
No.
because I didn't consider like the age differences because like I came into Alien Resurrection after reading the Dark Horse Aliens comics. Like I would read I read like some of the novels and some of like the comics. So that movie to me felt like the vibe of those. More so. So I was like way more receptive to it.
Yeah, I haven't read all. The only Alien I've ingested have been the films, and so like, I saw. I think AVP was my first Alien movie.
Okay. Mine was Aliens, which is one of the reasons why it's probably higher up, like number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Then I watched Alien because you have to. It's good.
It's so good.
It is very good.
I am 100% like, nah, Alien is a better movie than Aliens, but I'd rather watch Aliens any day. Like, I'll sit down and watch Aliens at any time.
Oh hell yeah!
We only had like half of it when we got it.
The only thing I can really think of is also I've seen the newer ones recently, so that's definitely skewing my list.
Mm-hmm.
If I watched everything in a row, that list is probably going to change.
Hey, I need a microwave.
Yeah.
Also, we have to add AVP in there as well for true list.
Yeah,
Kevin likes.
I like 2
AVP
more than
Requiem.
1.
2 is fun. 2 is just dumb, stupid funness. 1's like kind of boring.
Yeah, but the problem with 1 is they made it PG-13.
Yeah, they made it PG-13,
Oh, yeah.
so you couldn't have any good murder.
There's no good gore.
And like there are apparently unrated versions of that movie, but I have no interest in watching them or finding them.
I will recommend it forever. The Dark Horse Alien comics. There's some good stuff in there. There's some really good stuff
like
in
the
there.
Dark Horse Star Wars comics.
No, less. Oh, well, some of those were just like similar to the Alien, or they were just adaptations of novels or whatever. Where like S.D. Perry, I think, did S.D. Perry do? I think she did. S.D. Perry Aliens.
I thought she only did the Resident Evil movies or comics.
No, S.D.
books.
Perry did some also. Yeah, she did some stuff. in Aliens. She did Aliens Labyrinth. That's why I like that shit so much.
Okay. Is that a book or a comic?
I think it was
Which one did she
a
do?
book. Yeah, it was a book and then turned into the comic.
I thought it was vice versa.
Or I don't know. Well, she wrote the comic too.
Okay.
So it's one of
Either
those
way.
like she
Okay,
wrote
good,
the
then I'm
comic
gonna-
and then she wrote the book.
I'm checking that out then. That's just climbed the list.
Aliens Labyrinth is like the one I'm like, nah, that's the one because it gets wild.
That's the actual best piece of alien.
It
media.
may be the best piece of alien media. It is like there are some bits in that have like stuck in my brain for a long time. And then it's is it Aliens Hive? Is Hive the one?
When I was Googling around trying to like see what people recommend for it, Hive sounds like one they got.
Hive, it's either Hive and there's like another one. I always get it confused. It's not, so it's because there's like the sequel to Hive or whatever.
Hives.
No, it's
I get a rash whenever.
so
the aliens
let me
are around.
give you the setup to this one. Oh, it's Harvest. I think Harvest is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. Oh, this is the one. So this is like basically like imagine there's this like space station where it's one kind of schlubby guy, a bunch of robots like synths, and then what shows, and he has like an alien that's also a synth that's supposed to like infiltrate like the alien hive, which obviously is going to have some shenanigans because you're like, is that the alien robot or is that the alien? And Waylon, you
Are
talk.
slivers just aliens?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the one. But yeah, but Alien Labyrinth is good. I also like Aliens Music of the Spheres. That's a cool one. That's where like a street gang is trying to sell like alien pheromones as a drug and it does not go well.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, there's cool stuff.
So this is just a basic question I ask everyone: who's the bad guy in the Alien series?
Wayland Yutani.
Capitalism.
Yep, there we go. That's the correct answer
I think we.
for anyone listening.
All right.
It's not the animals that are just doing what they're programmed to
they're
do.
fine.
Okay, so I do have some qualm with that because the aliens, xenomorphs are definitely like a higher level of existence than just an animal, but they're still not like to human level.
They're messed up. They're messed up things.
They're
gotta
like
go.
pseudo sentient.
To me, they still
Yeah.
gotta go. The aliens
But-
gotta go. They're bad.
But in the same way, they're not villains. You're not evil for killing them either. 'Cause
No.
it's at this point, it's just
no,
nature,
that's
survival of the fittest.
It's the same as the Tyranids. You gotta kill those bugs.
Yeah,
You gotta kill them aliens. They are not good things.
yeah, but they're not.
So-
They're not the ones that are creating the evil labs to experiment with aliens and
They're-
using the
and turn
human
them into-
population.
They're
Yep.
not the ones that are trying to put cybernetic implants into them so they can create alien super soldiers and give them guns.
You're not the ones
Yeah.
creating alien hybrids
Yeah.
that they can try to control.
Anyway, I gotta go.
All right.
So may the
Tune in
fourth-
next week.
Yeah, tune in next week. We're talking
More-
about something.
Yeah, more nerds.
Same
and shit.
alien time, same alien.
Yeah, it'll turn back. I don't know how we'll get there, but I'll be saying you should probably check out Aliens Labyrinth. It's
Tune
it's
in
pretty
next week
good.
when we talk about xenomorph Terry Bogard problems.
Yeah, think about it. Think about it. You could do. What if an alien did a power wave? Wouldn't that be scary?
Oh, it's over for us if they can do power waves.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.